I had spent 6 months rebuilding my late father's old mountain cabin with my own hands. Everything was peaceful until the HOA president suddenly showed up furious about my renovation project, she claimed. My cabin was violating community standards, and that's when the nightmare truly began. The HOA president marched onto my property like she owned the entire neighborhood. Her expensive heels sank into the dirt while she screamed about property values and appearances. I stayed calm, but it was obvious she wanted a fight. I explained that every single permit had already been approved by the county office weeks earlier. She laughed and claimed HOA rules mattered more than local law. That was the moment I realized she believed nobody could stop her. The next morning, I heard tires crunching outside my cabin early in the day. Sheriff's deputies pulled into my driveway with serious expressions on their faces. Martha had reported my construction project as illegal and dangerous. One deputy asked me for all my construction permits while Martha smirked confidently behind them. I calmly walked back inside and returned with a thick folder of approved paperwork. The deputies immediately started looking uncomfortable. Martha quickly changed the story and accused me of creating unsafe building conditions. The deputies carefully inspected every part of the cabin renovation themselves, instead of violations. They complimented the quality of my work. One deputy suddenly paused while reading my paperwork and stared at my last name. His expression completely changed within seconds. He quietly asked, "Wait, are you Colonel Bennett?" I nodded and explained that I had retired from military service many years ago. The deputy revealed that his own father had served under my command overseas. He immediately shook my hand with deep respect. The deputies turned toward Martha and questioned why she filed such a false complaint. She started stuttering while blaming community concerns and neighborhood safety. The neighbors watching nearby began whispering among themselves. One deputy warned Martha that abusing emergency services could result in serious fines. Her confident attitude disappeared instantly as her face turned pale. She quickly got back into her luxury SUV and drove away embarrassed. I honestly thought the entire situation was finally over after that day. But Martha clearly wasn't the type. A person who accepted humiliation quietly. 3 days later, another official HOA violation notice appeared on my front door. According to the notice, my cabin's exterior paint color violated HOA regulations. The funny part was, that exact color had been there for more than 30 years. My father painted the cabin himself before he passed away. I drove into town personally to investigate the HOA complaint records. At the county office, the clerk looked genuinely shocked while reviewing Martha's complaint history. She had filed 17 complaints against homeowners that same month alone. That was the moment I realized the situation was never truly about my cabin renovation. Martha simply enjoyed controlling people and making the neighborhood fear her authority. Most residents had become too exhausted to challenge her behavior. The next HOA meeting was completely packed with nervous homeowners and board members. Martha sat proudly at the front of the room, acting like she controlled everything. But this time, I walked in carrying a thick folder of evidence. Martha immediately tried shutting down the meeting before I could even speak publicly. But several frustrated homeowners suddenly stood up and interrupted her angrily. Years of hidden frustration started pouring out from every direction. One elderly couple revealed that Martha fined them over a tiny decorative garden ornament. Another family explained how she threatened legal action because of their mailbox color. The room quickly filled with angry voices and emotional stories. I calmly placed official county documents onto the table one by one for everyone to see. Each document exposed another false complaint Martha had filed against innocent homeowners. The HOA board members exchanged nervous and embarrassed looks. Martha accused me of trying to intimidate the community and manipulate the meeting. But nobody in the room believed her excuses anymore. Even her closest supporters avoided making eye contact with her. One board member finally admitted they rarely reviewed Martha's complaints personally before approving them. She had been abusing her authority behind everyone's back for years. The entire room erupted into shouting and chaos. Martha suddenly attempted to leave the meeting before things became even worse publicly. But several angry homeowners blocked the doorway, demanding real answers from her. For the first time, she looked genuinely afraid. That same night, stories about Martha's HOA abuse spread across the neighborhood online. Residents started posting old violation notices and sharing personal experiences publicly.